What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We're back at it with another episode of the Why I'm Geek show. This is your boy AJ and Chrissy Light. This is episode 190. And this is a super episode because today we're going to be talking about Superman. Chris, how you feeling today, Brody?
Woo. Feeling pretty good, G. Feeling pretty good. Excited for this one. One of the big movies of the summer. Not the biggest DC person. You definitely got way more DC knowledge than me, but definitely hyped to talk about Superman. So how you doing, G?
I'm good. Ever since we saw that giant, been ready to talk about it as soon as we got out
Me
the
too.
theater.
Me too.
Other than that, I'm good, bruh. Where do you want to start with this? Because like you said, I'm a big DC guy, but I'm not a Superman guy. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
That's
true. That's true.
I got Superman comics, and I got but it's mainly the son, Jonathan. His name is Jonathan. But yeah, I mainly got those comics because it's like he was a way more interesting character to me. So I never really been a big Superman guy, but like going to this, it was more so like this is James Gunn's first project for DC Studios, so it's like it's gotta go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like, what was your? I guess we can start with this. Like, what was your kind of expectations going into this thing, not being the biggest DC fan in general?
I was expecting to be really good. I was expecting just the whole James Gunn, them being really dodgy with this movie and trying to like set a new pace. I kind of felt like we are definitely going to get a major banger and like get our feet set on what to expect with what are they calling it now, the DC universe or something like that.
I just call it
um
DC Studios because
yeah,
that's
DC,
what whatever. I mean, I guess it could
that's
be
what they
DC
renamed it.
Universe, but you know, until they say it in the movie or until they say it like this is the thing. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like I'm just calling it DC
this new
Studios.
era of DC
Yeah.
Studios, it just definitely felt like okay, I think they did think about this
Hmm.
because it's Superman again. I mean, we've watched a lot of Superman movies growing up,
Yeah.
and to do it all over again is a tough task. So I just kind of felt like I expect a lot from it.
Hmm.
But going into the movies, uh, even like this month, were you feeling like this was gonna be a big time movie?
I thought it was gonna be big time. Maybe not box office big time, but just big time in like the comic book movie community because it's like, oh, this is we finally get another reset. This is something that has been in the works for I don't know how long. Um, and like I said, this is James Gunn's new baby. You know,
Mhm.
so let's see if he can really pull it off and take the magic that he had in Marvel and bring it to DC. And if you ask me, bruh, Marvel better watch out, man. Marvel better
Uh-oh.
watch out because they ain't pulling no
Uh-oh.
punches, figuratively and literally in this joint. You know what I'm saying? Because I think for me, this is the best Superman movie I've seen in like recent years. Doesn't
How
matter.
recent? Especially comparing it to Man of Steel, because that was like the big Superman release
Yeah.
for us at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
Still
do think
better.
it's better than
Yeah.
okay.
Still better. Like I was not a fan of Man of Steel when it came out, and after I watched it again, like I
Oh,
don't
you
remember.
watched it again?
Yeah, I did. Cause I remember
Dang,
this is like when I
that's
first
smart.
was going back and watching them again. Cause I was like, I kept seeing it at the gym. It's like I need to watch this. Like I need to watch this again, see if it was really that bad as I remember. And I was like, okay, it's not terrible, but it's just not like
Definitely has slogging
this
moments.
is the best, you know, this is the one everybody talks about. And then
Mhm.
like because like once they came to this to by the time we got to Batman versus Superman, as far as like the initial releases when everybody was still going to the movies, I didn't go see that. I was like, I'm done with Superman. If it's, I mean, yeah, Batman's in it,
Dang,
but like,
I like Batman, Superman.
you know, It's I
Guilty
mean, yeah, I
pleasure.
do. I once I saw it, I got why people liked it, but like the initial, you know, uh, trailers and stuff did not interest me because it was just that bad for DC at that point for me. They done lost all at that point all trust in as far as movies go. You know what I'm saying? Because of the I think that before or after Snyderverse. That was before Snyder cut. I mean,
Yeah, it's before.
yeah. So it was more so always a situation where it was like I was a fan of Henry Cavill as Superman, but like I just was not really rocking with how they was doing the character. It was just like a strong silent type. They just kind of used him willy nilly, in my opinion. Whereas like
Okay.
in this movie, I felt like he was really the star of the universe, not necessarily just like another superhero. You know.
I'm feeling it.
Um, but let's start with this after that because we got talked our expectations. You know what I'm saying? But like first impressions, how did you feel about the opening? And let me set it
I
up. Hold on,
I
hold on.
really
Let me
love it.
set it up. Let me set it up real quick too.
Okay, okay, go.
So you say you love it, right? But it's
Yeah.
like because you talked about it a little bit, right? They didn't want to do the
Mm,
same old thing.
yeah.
And one of the things that they did was they gave us like title cards essentially updating us on where we are in the story, which is like a lot of times how, comic runs start where it's like, all right, let me set the table and then we'll jump straight in. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm,
not necessarily like, oh, this is how he landed on Earth and this is how, he grew up as a kid. Like this is that and this is this and that is that. And now he's Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like we're like a couple years in to him being Superman and the world seeing him as the symbol of peace and hope, and he stops wars. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, how did you
no,
feel about the opening that way?
like I just it opening that way and then seeing the whole movie,
Mm-hmm.
I really like it and I really appreciate it. It just makes me feel like we've seen so many Superman movies and shows. I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
literally have another one already up and running that having that like segue and where we drop Superman in right now for a movie, it makes me appreciate it because if I ever come back to this movie, it will feel more of like, okay, let's check in on what Superman did this time. Like not it doesn't feel like I'm starting from step one.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like let's watch an episode of Superman or something like that. You know what I mean? Like if I go back and watch Man of Steel, I am watching the origin story. I am watching like
Yeah.
from the beginning. And I feel like with that whole like saga, everyone was so like, oh, we got to get through this movie. And then, to get to the cool parts, they got to set it up, but we can't like, we have to MCU it. We have to go through a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of movies to really get to the movies we like. And they rushed it. They just jumped straight into Batman versus Superman, and then Wonder Woman got thrown in there. It's like, we're the Justice League. a, a lot happened very fast, and that's why I say it's one of my guilty pleasure movies. But something like this, it just kind of feels like, okay, we already got some of that story. I just want to see like if we are doing like a reboot, what where are we in this reboot? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? How strong is he? What's Lex doing? Um, like already, like I just picked up a comic book at the store and I opened up the fifth volume. I'm like, all right, cool. That was a cool Superman story, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of what I feel like from watching this. So if I watch another Superman movie, um, because there's so many, like that's my overall thing. Like there's just too many that I feel like the only way to open up a new era is kind of like this. I don't want the same origin story again. And if you're gonna give me the origin story or some nuggets of it, do it how they did in this movie. Just the small little beacons of this, or like, yeah, when I crash landed, nothing worked. So we're not gonna start from there. Like we're not gonna show me crash land and do all this nonsense. So overall, I just really loved the opening scene. I thought it was smart. And as the movie went on, as it wrapped up, I definitely appreciated more because when I go back and watch it, um, it's gonna feel like a new episode of Superman. But overall, how did you feel about, especially the title crawl? And how did you feel about uh finding Superman like beaten in the first scenes?
Yeah. I mean, I seen the trailer. So that first in this trailer, that's the first thing they show is that scene of him whistling and Crypto coming to pick him up. So I wasn't necessarily shocked in the sense of like, oh dang, Superman's down. Like, what are we gonna do? It was more so like, all right, what is the situation? But I think as far as like how they opened the movie, I think it was like the perfect approach to start a movie because they not only did they not waste time, but I felt like they kind of respected our intelligence. Because like you said, like there's been so many Superman movies, there've been so many Superman things. Like everybody knows the story, so we
Feels
don't
like
need to
it.
do it again. You know what I'm saying? Even in this, they still covered his origin story, but they did it in a way that not only like either progressed the plot, but it also like um was like subtle. Like, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? We do go back to his hometown. We do meet his adopted parents. We do see the message from his parents and of like what his mission is supposed to be and stuff like that. So like they it's like the art of being able to subtly and creatively, you know, recreate something from nothing, but like also respect like everything that has come before. Like the perfect mesh of all those things. And I just was like, I was just more so like once we started right there, I was like, oh no, we finna really lock in at this
Okay.
point. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, you know, not a big fan of the reading, bro. You know what I'm saying? And early on in the movie now, we had a long day that day, early morning, you know, crack of dawn, tea time.
Yeah.
So like until like the movie really got started, I ain't gonna cap. I was dozing a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Here and there, I was dozing a little bit. You know,
Okay. Okay.
I was going crazy on the Top Golf, but you know,
Yeah.
and I don't it. I appreciate that because I feel like it makes it, you know, more. It has more real watchability now because there's not that long. It doesn't have to be a long segment, but it's not like you know we got to go through the origin story
Like
to get to the
4 minutes.
movie
Yeah.
again. You know what I'm saying? It's more so like we jump kind of straight in and we get the situation and then we get the movie. You know,
Mm.
so um, I liked it. I didn't necessarily liked the villain he was fighting because I was like, this guy looks boring.
Mhm.
But you know, like as we go on and we learn more about what Lex Luthor has going on, and just like their whole setup in general, I was like, okay, nah, this is actually interesting because I never seen this kind of thing from Lex Luthor, and it not be like him physically going out there and doing the thing because usually he the one in the suit, the mega
Mhm.
suit that goes after and tries to not necessarily kill Superman, but like tries to beat him at something. Saying because it's like you're not gonna just flat out kill him, but yeah, I appreciated the approach to the movie, and I like where we got going. Next thing, let's just get this out of the way. Um, Superman. Just overall, how are we feeling about David Corn Sweat? Corny
Is that his last name?
Corin Sweet Corin
Yeah. Young David.
David.
Um, 10 out of 10. I think he's a
Okay.
great Superman.
Yeah.
I really, really, really like him. I kind of feel like maybe some better writing or better stuff could make him even better, but
Hmm.
I do think this is the correct Superman. He's
Hmm.
amazing, and I feel like James Gunn did a great job of trying to understand Superman along with it. So
Yeah.
it definitely helped out in this film. And I also like Lois Lane. I think those two together got some good chemistry, and I think
Mm,
they're really good castings.
mm.
How do you feel about Superman?
I do. I
Supes.
talk about Superman and Lois because you brought her up.
Mhm.
Um, I think as far as like the acting goes, I think this was a great portrayal of Superman because it got the more like I guess you can say youthful aspect of him, but like there's also so much optimism and just like the way he looks at life, and how much he cares about people and keeping people alive and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's like you can see the frustration that he has between um the dynamic of being Superman and being Clark Kent, you know, and how that dynamic like they kind of fold into being the same person when he's having a conversation or technically an interview with Lois, right? So like that back and forth to me um was like good like you said, but like I think the romantic aspect of their relationship was it felt a little forced throughout the movie, mainly because of just placement and also how much context they have to fit in as far as like their whole relationship, because we don't necessarily get to see how it started. We're just right there in the middle. So they got to do a lot of groundwork. And that's where like you get them random conversations with these other characters to help build that longing or whatever that will create that big finale at the end where you get the iconic Lois and Superman scene, where they floating away type thing. And it's like
Mhm.
you get the quips in there in the middle of that too. It's like, well, how long has this thing been going on? It's like, well, like a couple months, like, what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
now it's
Like they
like,
knew.
yeah, like everybody knows, what I'm saying. But as far as like the you know Superman character, I feel like and just like world, they kind of like attacked every nook and cranny of the character and that they could, and I feel like they really brought that out and it shined. But one thing that they could have, I mean, it's a timing thing too. You know what I'm saying? Like, Hollywood does Hollywood. So at some point, David gonna have to jump right back in that gym, bro. Cause I mean, he way bigger than me, but like Superman was not as super in some of these angles. He's looking a little boxy.
Yeah.
Like you
Looking
pointed it out
rough.
too. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when he had first got captured and they went into the portal thing and he was walking off the ship and I was like, this man straight up and down. Like
Yo,
ain't nothing Superman about it. But
yeah, that angle just was like, yo, we got the wrong guy, y'all.
mhm,
Let's release him now because this can't be Superman.
yeah. Like it's not a bad build, you know what I'm saying? But it's just not the Superman build,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. But speaking of builds, man, we gotta talk about Lex Luthor too, because Lex Luthor is, you know, is a polarizing figure, but also like we've seen so many different versions of
Same
Lex
thing.
Luthor and like different stages of life. And I think because this is like a younger kind of cast, like this version of Lex Luthor, Nicholas Holt, um, he brought more of a like I don't want to say frantic or desperate version of Lex Luthor, but like it was definitely just as cynical as the other ones. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
like it was more like ideology than anything for me. What did you think about Lex Luthor in this thing?
Uh, not to be honest, I think he had the best scene in the movie. I thought he was really good. The massive hatred towards Superman kind of did feel, uh,
Angsty, bro. It felt angsty to me.
yeah, where I just feel like, I'm gonna just wrap up Lex on it.
Hmm.
I just felt like it was too angsty, just too much for like why Superman just has to go. Which
Hmm.
Lex Luthor does hate Superman, but
Right.
in this particular movie, I just feel like there's a lot of weird pacing and tonal issues with it
Mm.
that
Like the
leads
level
to
jumps is
yeah,
crazy.
that leads to that kind of Lex scene of him hating Superman so much, and
Hmm.
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And Imma leave that for now because I will go on the rant later on Lex.
Okay.
So, I do like the actor, I think he did
Hmm.
great, and I love the thing they always do. We got the villain, and we're just gonna, have him go in the car and ride off, because 'cause we're gonna bring Lex back. Like, that's
Yeah.
100%
Hmm.
coming back. But, yeah, I like him, it's just the way he starts to pop off about Superman and why
Hmm.
we hate Superman so much, it felt weird. It felt like just tonally, pacingly, this was not the correct order that he should have ramped up. But
Yeah.
how do you feel about Lex?
I uh I think like we were saying, like I feel like there's a lot of desperation and not a lot of like backup plans. Because
True.
I feel like Lex Luthor is one of those characters that like always has a backup plan, which is like it in this movie he has plenty of them, right? But they felt more like rash decisions versus it being more, you know, strategic and just more like, you know, calm, rational, ultra like I don't even know what the word would be, but I don't want to start getting political on them. But like, um, it just felt like the decision he was making was some drastic leaps, and even when they tried to reel him back in, you know what I'm saying, it was more so like nah, we done gone too far already. So it's like
Yeah.
when reality starts breaking, and you know the planet is literally tearing itself apart, and you're just calmly like, oh, let it rip, like it's Beyblade.
Yeah.
And as soon as it gets to our building, we're actually fine because we can fly. But
Mm.
it's like, okay, but everything's still gonna blow up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so um there's that aspect to it. But I think like he had a certain level of like, you know, naivete to his character too, because, even though like he had like world government power in the sense of like trying to build his own kingdom and those kinds of aspirations, he also was like almost like a kid in some moments where it's like we're about to play Russian roulette. Oh, I thought this was gonna last longer.
I
Like
mean, that was my favorite scene in the movie.
yeah, but it was a great scene, but it didn't necessarily feel like Lex Luthor. It felt more James Gunn, if that
Maybe,
makes
yeah.
sense. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like even though this is a Superman movie, even though this is a whole DC project, like James Gunn's blueprint is all over this thing, from the awkward silences to the funny jokes and um, you know, like the the it's not weird editing, but it's like very free flowing types of scenes, especially in the fight scenes that felt like we were just flying around the theater at some points. But, you know, I think it was more so they were making decisions to make a better movie, not necessarily like making certain decisions because this is what Lex Luthor would do in that
Mhm.
in that instance, which is why like it felt angsty at some points where it's like, dang, I don't get my way. So like when it comes to those big conversational pieces or dialogue between the two, where we see like a great representation of how to do a character and be authentic to the core with Superman, and then you get the angsty Lex Luthor. You know, separately they work, but when they come together, sometimes it doesn't like always hit to where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. It was more so like, yep, that tracks. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like that's how you end that scene. So um but since we covered the big three, Lois, Superman, and Lex, let's just talk a little bit about everybody else real quick. And talk standouts or could talk disappointments. Before we just jump into like some of this plot stuff and do a little deep dive. So for the rest of this cast, how are you feeling? And like who stood out the most to you? Outside of those
Just
big three.
just I mean, definitely terrific. He's
Mm-hmm.
definitely a standout character, but definitely Crypto. Crypto just kind of felt so perfect in the movie that
Mm-hmm.
um the only issue I had was kind of like Superman's like authority towards Crypto. Like it just didn't
Yeah.
feel right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get it. He's supposed to be this unruly version of Crypto, but I just don't buy Superman like not being able to tame a dog. And
It's not his dog.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it works out because the way they kind of did it just doesn't seem Superman-esque that Crypto is
Mm-hmm.
unruly and Superman allows Crypto to run free on Earth.
Yeah.
Like that dog is a super dog. There's just
Yeah. You don't
no
train it.
way Crypto can be out loose in the world
Mm-hmm.
because anything would be a ball to him or anything would be like that was the only thing that's like, okay, we're clearly like just like forgetting that this is a super dog completely.
I
It's
agree.
just for the movie fun and um but Crypto's perfect. I really loved them and man, I
What
need
kind
him
of
back,
dog
bro.
was Crypto though?
I heard it was actually James Gunn's real dog. Like
Oh.
the but maybe it wasn't. Maybe they just like modeled his real dog's
Mm-hmm.
animations after it
Mm-hmm.
and then blew him up a little bit, made
To
him
making them
all
like a
white.
white lab.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, um nonetheless, I mean that those two characters definitely a highlight, but Crypto perfect. Cannot wait for more.
Mm-hmm.
Better be in the next movie,
Yeah.
even though it's not his dog.
I'm weak. Okay, so you already covered uh Mr. Terrific. I really liked his character. He's definitely like a tone setter as far as like adding a different kind of energy to what was kind of not necessarily a goofy film, but like we got characters like Guy Gardner in there who's just there for the jokes and to make people laugh and just to be Guy Gardner, you know. Which is kind of how his character is in the comics too. So it makes perfect sense. Um, but I will say, bro, I was a little disappointed in Hawk Girl, bro. Not because she did anything bad, but just because they put her in the movie and didn't really let her do nothing crazy. You know, like up until I feel like she had two moments, and one
Mm,
moment was just mainly like a conversation piece, and it was more so Lois doing all the work, but the other one was just like, I mean, I guess you're not Superman, so it makes sense that you would do this, but at the same time, like, I don't really care that you're doing this, you know? And you're just screaming at me. So it's like, I want more for you is mainly my thing.
yeah, I agree.
Um, especially after you advertise that you're going to put these characters in the movie. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that was kind of a little bit of a disappointment for me. And then the other standout were probably uh I'd say Jimmy and Eve because that was a storyline that I did not think was going anywhere, and it ended up being like a major thing
Yeah,
later
for
on
sure.
in the movie. And I was like, dang, Jimmy really got motion.
Yeah,
You
the
know what I'm
whole
saying?
time.
The whole time I was like, yeah,
Even Lois was like, "Yo, I don't know how you doing this."
yeah.
Um,
And and the plot twist of Eve's character being what it was. I'm not gonna say what it is, but being what it was, and you know, just getting to see like that dynamic, I'm like, okay, I want to see these two come back at some capacity, because it's just like a comedic, like Kermit and what's the Piggy? Miss Piggy?
Miss Piggy.
Yeah, isn't it Kermit and Miss Piggy? That
Mm.
dynamic? Yeah. Where the yeah, y'all get it. Y'all get it. If y'all get the reference, y'all get it. But that was a wonderful surprise. And yeah, I guess that's really it for the characters. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, like, it wasn't like anybody that necessarily did a terrible job in this joint. It was just kind of like everybody else was kind of there,
Mm.
you know. Um, but I guess where we can go next is either we could talk more about just like some of Superman's feats as far as like the plot goes, or we could um get like more of the like plot specific points of like how the movie kind of progressed itself. Where you want to go,
Mm.
or do you got a question that you want to ask that could fit in this segment? I usually wait to the end till we talk about it. But do you got where do you think we should go with this one,
I'ma just say like a overall like con that I have with the movie,
bro? Mm-hmm.
and then I guess we could just talk about like scenes in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lex Luthor thing where he captured Superman already.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like the James Gunn. I know it's like the first movie.
Yeah.
There were so many weird holes in that whole scenario
Mm-hmm.
that when I watched it the first time, I didn't mind it, but when I thought about it,
Yeah.
it just made no sense. It just
Yeah.
made none. Like to have a pocket dimension that has all your like most hated people,
Yeah.
has all your um
Enemies.
like trolls, your
Oh, the monkey bots.
the monkey bots,
Yeah.
and then you fit Superman in this nice, neat little space
Mm-hmm.
with a creature that can turn into kryptonite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Metamorpho is the name.
That I don't know why, like the movie
The
just
movie
did it
could have
then right
ended.
there,
Yeah, the movie definitely could have ended. Yeah, that was one of the things I
and
was going to talk about. Yep.
and a major thing also because I did like Lex Luthor's character, and
Mm-hmm.
right then and there they had the best scene where Lex does murder someone with a Russian roulette game.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really, really cool. Um,
Tragic, but
yeah,
it
because it
set
was
the tone. I was like, oh, he mean
yeah.
business.
In a lot of movies, I don't know how James Gunn wouldn't have like
Mm-hmm.
capitalized on this. That's that big tone setter
Yeah.
of like, okay, we really are dealing with a villain that means business. And they even did the thing where the villain turns away and says, I'm gonna go after that reporter,
Mm-hmm.
um, Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how that didn't get followed up in this movie. Like the reveal of Clark Kent or him catching wind who Clark Kent was, or
Mm-hmm.
going after Lois Lane, like, oh, I couldn't find Clark. I'm gonna get Lois. Like
Yeah.
that is such like a normal movie thing that definitely should have been like explored in that one scene.
Mm-hmm.
And after I thought about that, like, dang, we didn't really get
Like
like
him look
Lex
for
got
him.
yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
kind of made me feel like, yo, they had that idea to do that. And
Yeah.
then they went with what we got.
Yeah.
And I can't help but think what we got, yo, why did we get this? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm about to deep
That's
dive to see
smart.
if they rewrote this movie. Um, just because normally when they do that whole, I'm gonna go find out who I'm gonna go next, I'm gonna go get Clark Kent and bring him here.
Mm-hmm.
It would have made sense to bring Lois Lane there, and it's like, all right, we really cooking with trouble or something like that. But overall, that whole pocket universe story segment that was pretty much the key thing
Mm-hmm.
that caused the third act. All of it really doesn't make a lot of sense. There's a lot of loopholes and questions on why this part happened.
Yeah.
And I only realized it after, like, I
Mm-hmm.
walked out the theater because a lot of stuff kept happening, and I was just like, you know what, I'm here for Superman. Let's see what else they got. Let's see
Yeah.
what else they got. But I'll let you just have the floor after that because that was just a really weird thing.
Yeah. That was gonna be one of the things I brought up, which was what you just said. But my thoughts was more so on Lex Luthor's plan, more so than like the execution of it. Because if we think about Lex Luthor as a character, like overconfident, mega brain, like he's thinking there's no situation where we lose at this point. I got the Kryptonite Man in the box with him, and I also got his son hostage. So it's like I have all my bases covered. There's nothing that could happen that would, you know, stop me from getting what I want. And I never put too much thought in the whole I'm gonna go see Clark Kent thing.
Yeah, that's a separate thing, but yeah.
It's definitely a separate thing, but like um when you said that, it reminded me of like somebody said something about Clark Kent and them glasses and what the glasses do to distort people's vision, so it's like he can't be recognized. And I was like, dang, forgot that was a thing,
Mhm.
but like when you put two and two together, once he go searching for uh Clark Kent, which you would think that it wouldn't take as long as it did, you know, by that time Superman would have to be out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's definitely a ways to rationalize what happened, but I get what you're
Y
saying where it's like it's the lowest level of like what could we do to
yeah,
get
it's like
Superman out
when
of
he got
here.
arrested, I kind of feel like that's normally when the bad guy realizes who Superman is,
Hmm.
or realizes like, oh, Lois Lane is like,
Yeah.
I was going after Clark, but now I realize
Hmm.
Superman's protecting Lois. Like
Yeah.
because of that whole segment of I'm just bringing random people. Oops, I killed this one. Oh well, I'm gonna
Hmm.
bring someone more important or someone that you care about more.
Yeah.
And I just kind of felt like when he made that statement, the movie would follow up with like, "Oh, Lex
Hmm.
is in jail, but he has discovered a key thing, like
Yeah.
Superman, like is in love with Lois Lane, or just
Right.
one of that. Either he's in love with Lois Lane, or he realized that Clark Kent is Superman, and that would be
Hmm.
used in the future." But it was
Right.
weird to have that segment there,
It was just a
and I
cool
felt that.
line that they added.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's what I mean by there's a lot of weird pacing and tonal shifts in this movie that don't make
Hmm.
sense because it's a cool line, it was a cool scene, my favorite scene, and then also Superman was at his weakest, so
Yeah.
then it's just stupid that he doesn't just murder Superman,
Right.
but then it's
If
also
that's what his
stupid.
real goal was in the beginning, is that he wanted to
Yeah.
get rid of him. But it's like once you have all the cards, then you can play it however you want it. Technically, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, which
So he
ultimately
wanted to
makes me just
rush.
say he had all these cards and stuff that he wanted to do, and he just said, like, "This hand sucks. Like, I'm just gonna
Hmm.
throw it away." And then
Yeah.
got upset when Superman breaks out.
Yeah. But
And
he
then
didn't. He
and
only
then
broke out because Mr. Terrific came.
for sure, for sure.
So
But
it's
it's
like
kinda
he didn't.
like
He didn't necessarily plan for that. You know.
yeah, but he his plan was to get Superman, like, completely out the way so we can,
Hmm.
like, take over the country,
Yeah.
so it's like, "Oh, yeah, Mr. Terrific stopped it," but it's like,
That's when it's
"Bro, the."
like movie magic, though.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what I'm saying, that whole pocket dimension thing, it
Hmm.
opens up so many cans of worms of,
Yeah.
like I'm surprised you went that way.
Right. Because my brain went to why are we in this lazy river of particles? This is the thing that we're doing now. That's what my brain
Yeah.
was focused on, not so much the fact that like, you know, this whole plan went bad because of one single thing being this the squiggle man, aka Metamorpho, can make his own sun.
Yeah.
Literally a sun. That's what's gonna spark the the breakout. Like I I get like because even that to me when he was doing it, I was like, yo, no way. Like, how is he doing this? You know what I'm saying? How is this even possible? And how is everybody else not dead when he do it? You know? So there's definitely some movie magic in this joint, but it's to the point where it's like to me it didn't necessarily break immersion while I was watching the movie, but it definitely made me ponder it after. And that was like just the main thing that was like, okay, but like once you get past that and you let the cards fall what they do, then it's more so about like, okay, we're back to like, okay, how good is Superman? Like how good of a Superman fight is this? How good of a drawn out battle is this? How do we feel about this stage versus that stage? And what ultimately allows him to win, you
Mhm.
know? So it's definitely a thing to like, you know, pay attention to, but to me it didn't like break the movie, you know? So
I just think it's really strange that because of that whole scenario, it creates that
mhm.
dimensional divide that Terrific's like, "Oh my gosh, we gotta have the super secret code to stop this and put the universe back together." It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we just literally made up this scenario
It was too
in
big
that
brain
pocket,
for me. Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
it was
it
like
was too big brain. Yeah.
and that's why I wonder after that scene, like, did they just have a different story
Mhm.
afterwards? And they went with, okay, what we're just gonna do is there's gonna be a cataclysmic event to
Yeah.
towards New York from Superman and Terrific breaking out of this place. Like
Mhm.
it's just a little too
Yeah.
movie magic after that point. So
Mhm.
definitely a big con that I saw in the movie.
Yeah. But you know what the thing that really fried me in this movie was? It was the how quick everybody was ready to jump ship when the
Yeah,
rest of the Superman clip came out with his parents and whatever they had to say. Because for me, I get that it's kind of a little reflective moment of today's times
for sure.
and like political angles and stuff like that. But like it just pissed me off. I'm not gonna cap that. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
like
Them
right
trolls
when
are strong, bro.
yeah, like right when I felt like they was respecting our intelligence, it's just like you know what they're gonna throw it in our face,
Yeah.
you know, like and people still not gonna get it. And I'm just like, bruh, this is annoying. But like the having a physical monkey bot farm was also hilarious
Yeah.
because I was like, yo, who thought of that? Like I never thought about that, but who thought of that? You know, like
Yeah.
that's a crazy brain thing. But it's just like for them
Very like
to,
Adult Swim like joke. Like
yeah,
I was like, all right.
for sure, for sure. But that was a thing that was like for me, that was like the stumble in the road. Where I was like, now we hitting too close to home now. Starting to see people. You know what I'm saying? We had a couple names pop up while we was watching it, but we don't gotta speak on it now. If you know,
Mhm.
you know. You know what I'm saying? But and I also don't want to put that on the people that was playing those people because it's like
Yeah.
do with it what you will. You know what I'm saying? But okay, now let's get back to some positives, bro. How or maybe not. I don't know how you feel about it, but how overall do you feel about the fights?
They're solid. I
Okay.
think they're solid. I kind of rank them more like generic Superman
Mm,
superhero fights. How do you feel about
I
these
like
fights? 'Cause we have a few.
yeah. So I don't like the initial fight in the movie.
Gotcha.
Just because it was like I liked it more for on Lex's side than Superman's because it was like a different way to fight Superman. It just established him as like the, the most super hater of all time. That you got his moves down packed to the point where you can call out audibles and give out, you know, he got the meanest scheme of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
You got the
working.
move set.
It's working, bro. You know, and
He
it's
doesn't
like
mess up one time. He's just
he
his brain
doesn't.
just
It's
works too fast.
perfect recall. You know, and what's crazy also is like he's reacting as fast as Superman is moving
Yeah.
through a projection.
Yeah.
So there's time in, but so we could movie magic, right? Movie magic,
There's a
like
lot.
it's
There's a
a
lot.
lot right there. You know what I'm saying, that we can nitpick at, but I won't do it because I still enjoy watching it, and I think it progressed the movie for it when it came down to how it ended. Um, but I think it should have been a more case of scenario where it felt more Spider-Man like, where it's like we know that Superman is holding back. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
Is that how you felt like though?
no, I felt like that's what should have happened.
Yeah,
It
yeah. That's
it
how I feel.
it felt like that he was giving his all and he just wasn't really good enough.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
it
what I'm
did.
saying? Until like he had some help, essentially.
Mm.
Whereas like I would have been more comfortable with it being a scenario where it's like, oh, you're the one calling the shots right now. That watch me turn up real quick,
Mm.
because it's like there was never really a scenario where Superman was really winning. He was more so trying to protect the public in every scenario, like
100%.
especially when there was like the kaiju fight or whatever. Um, and I was just like, bro, if you don't just punch this thing up into the sky and take it somewhere else, like I've seen you do a million different times with other monsters, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that you let it like get to this point was like another like, you know, little thing I was
Movie
thinking
magic
about.
thing.
Yeah, but where on the flip side, I appreciate it because it's like a different way to tell the story was when they was fighting the eye monster. When him and Lois was
Yeah.
having that whole conversation. I'm like, yo, so this is what be happening when I'll be watching other movies and I'll be wondering where the heck Spider-Man is at, or where the heck is what's name at. They know what's going on, but they got it. They got this one. They don't need me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's more so like that for me than anything else. And who doesn't love a good, shoulder crack for the win? You know what I'm saying? You know where he
Oh, Superman?
dislocated.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was crazy. That was
I felt that pain, bro. I know what it's like to have your shoulder dislocated, so not good, not good. But so did you say what you thought about the fights already, or no? You said it
I
was
just think a
generic,
lot of
right?
them are very generic, yeah.
Yeah,
Very generic.
that's
Nothing
how
too
Superman fights,
crazy.
though. All
Yeah,
his fights, he just haymaker man.
and it just feels like after watching another Superman movie, it's gonna be really hard to ever top like Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman fights because
Hmm.
Superman goes really crazy in those.
Yeah,
Where this one is definitely
speed.
more, yeah, and I just couldn't help but feel like the whole time it it does feel like a underpowered Superman.
Yeah.
Like multiple times I was like, how are you not flying faster or jumping away faster than them?
Hmm.
They're still catching up to you. Like you
Yeah.
ain't hitting them hard enough. I was like, bro, what's happening, Superman?
Yeah. Especially the engineer girl, because all
Yes.
she had was a jetpack, and I'm like, how
Yes.
fast could that jetpack really be? You
I
know,
I just
the
couldn't
other guy, I
in my
get it.
brain, I
Yeah.
couldn't understand.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, he's not supposed to be good. Like that's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, oh, he's not really supposed to be like that. Like he must be still figuring it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
it just overall felt like that.
yeah, okay, that's solid. That's solid. Um, let's see. Is there anything else? Um, nah, I just really enjoyed the movie though. Like even all the stuff that we just talked about.
Oh, I mean, we had the I don't even know. Do you want to talk about the ultimate bad guy?
The
Technically,
ultimate bad guy.
yeah,
No, not really. Because
gotcha.
I feel like that's a
Yeah,
That's a
I
situation where
got
it's
you.
like, it's better left
Um,
unsaid if you haven't seen it yet,
yeah, I don't really have
because
anything
he don't got no
else.
lines.
I would say, hmm, no. I overall I thought the story for the conflict was really good too.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The war.
but yeah, the war.
Yeah. Now when
I
they
thought that.
raised the Superman flag, bro, that got me.
Oh,
That got me. I was
yeah.
like, there you go.
One more thing I just wanted to hit on for sure
Hmm.
was Superman's dad. The whole repairing of
Oh
it.
yeah.
And in this universe, I guess the repaired version, the Kryptonians want to
What are you talking about?
enslave. It is that how it
Oh,
actually goes?
oh, the hologram thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so, but it could be. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it from reading this movie, it seems like it is.
Yeah,
Like,
that definitely could. That definitely, because like I didn't get to the point in my adventures with Superman where it got to the point where it's like we're about to invade type thing,
yeah.
because
So
it's like it's a similar story, but it's like we only got half of it. So it's like when they was doing the whole political propaganda scandal, whatever you want to call it, I wasn't necessarily mad at why they were saying or what they were talking about. It was more so like um how they was going about doing it just pissed me off. I'm like, yo, niggas can't be that dumb. Like, and then it was like,
wait, wait,
I never
what are you
believed
talking
them.
about?
Like when it was doing the when when they found the rest of the tapes and then they translated it. They said they translated it and it's perfect.
Mhm.
And
Oh yeah, yeah,
Superman was like, you know what? It is perfect. Like
yeah,
it's not like they said it in um Kryptonian first.
yeah, yeah,
And he was
yeah.
listening to it because he understands Kryptonian. It was like Kryptonian English. Here you go.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this could be doctored. Like they could have done anything
Yeah.
to this
Still
thing. And that's what made me mad. Not so much like,
okay.
what Kryptonians were doing, because Kryptonians weren't like the best. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it was just really
Like,
weird that overall they went with the idea that the fixed footage
hmm
showed that Superman was actually sent to Earth with ill intentions, which
yeah.
is such a weird character shift because I've never grown up with knowing that.
hmm
So we'll just see how that follows up with future movies.
I think that's definitely a
Um,
comic book thing though.
okay, because I thought their parents were on the different side of the war.
Yeah, like they were scientists
Yeah, but the
and they were
Kryptonians did have like some other like more radical people thinking that way. But in this universe, I guess his parents were on that side. Do you know what I mean?
it was more so from what I understand, it was more so a situation where their parents were trying to warn the people that's in charge that the planet is about to explode and they weren't trying to listen. And it's like they did it themselves basically, where it's like they had a utopia and then it wasn't a utopia.
Gotcha, gotcha.
And
Okay,
then
that makes sense.
um and then they sent Clark away or it was
Yeah.
too late.
So you're saying their intentions still were probably the same anyway.
Yeah, it was more so
It just
like
it
they
looks
were
a little different.
their parents his parents were whistleblowers
Yeah. Gotcha.
essentially, and by the time that people found out what they said was right, it was too late. And
Mm,
only like nobody could really get off the ships. And there's other ones where it's like it's Brainiac, I think, that comes to take Krypton. But
mm.
that's more of a Supergirl story, I think, than Superman. I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Superman fan, so I don't remember necessarily all of it, but like from what I know, it has not necessarily been a like Viltrumite type of situation where it's like, now you're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
go
yeah.
to this planet and take it over, or
Yeah.
Super Saiyan planet, where it's like,
So, yeah, it reminded me very much of like Goku
yeah,
of it. OG mission Goku,
hmm
and I was like, oh dang,
and
we
he
done
hit his
switched it
head.
up, but
We just went
yeah,
with
maybe
that. He
not.
hit his head, bro, and he forgot all
Yeah,
about it. Like, A different time, bro. It was a different time.
He's a
Uh,
changed man. He didn't
yeah,
grow up that way.
facts, facts. Um, but yeah, okay. Oh, how you feel about Supergirl, Millie?
I can't wait. I mean,
Yeah,
like I said, crypto is so perfect that I need to see the Supergirl. I'd
Rhaenyra.
prefer, yeah, yeah. I'd prefer them actually just dropping Supergirl as the next movie, to be honest.
Mm.
Um, but they definitely won't. And
Little big cuz.
I needed that explanation of the sun again.
Hmm.
She goes to red planets to get drunk.
Yeah, because that's the weaker sun. You know how they got different suns or whatever, different color suns. Remember that in school?
Is that a thing in the comic? I know you said you're not the biggest. Has that ever appeared in any comic book or anything,
Um,
or is that some James Gunn?
to me it makes sense because it's a similar thing with Flash. Flash can't get drunk because of his powers,
Yeah.
right? And
So she
because
goes
it's a
and parties and
metabolism
sobers up and
thing.
then flies away afterwards.
It's a
That's interesting.
metabolism thing.
Yeah.
So like because they get their power from the sun, like they get a mega metabolism from
Mhm.
the sun is also. So if she goes to a sun that's not as strong,
Yeah.
then she'll get the she'll get to be basically human. Because that's the whole thing with Zod, Val Zod, whatever.
Yeah.
That was
He's
his
like
whole,
super strong over
like
here.
he didn't know he had the power until he came here and he's like, wait, hold
Yeah.
up, you know.
Yeah.
So
But I think that makes me more interested in the Supergirl movie because
mhm,
I just feel like he automatically opened up the gate to this. That movie is going to be way more fun, way
yeah,
more wacky than
mhm,
this one. Um, so yeah, I just had to mention that because I was like, yo, wait, this is
yeah,
too quick. Here and gone.
yeah.
Boom.
Because when she popped up, I forgot that she was like said that she was going. They said that she was going to be Supergirl,
Yeah.
and when she popped up, and it made so much sense why Crypto was the way that he was, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It does.
Cause they were literally dragging her. They were flipping her around, bro. Like that was
No, she
crazy.
she liked it on purpose. She was just like, "Yep, this is what
Yeah,
we do." I
this is
was
my
like,
pup.
"Dang,
This is my
yeah,
pup. So, and in the comics, like, what's his name? The clone. He's a clone
yeah."
of a clone. He goes to other planets to get to the party and stuff like that. So that's like a normal thing in the Superman family,
Okay,
where
okay,
like they go to other planets to have fun and stuff like that. Not necessarily Superman, but like the younger kids.
yeah.
They get into mischief. That tracks to me. But I mean, I'm just overall excited for what DC got now because it's like, okay, if y'all can pull this one off, then I'm super excited to see what y'all gonna do next. But I guess now, without further ado, it's time to get into scores. We haven't talked about it at all. Cut you off before you was gonna say your score when we left the movies.
No, yeah.
But now's the time, Chris. What are you ranking Superman out of 10?
You're gonna be surprised.
But
I think it's an 8.
okay.
I when I think about a lot of movies, especially for like a first one that I could see is gonna be like a saga or whatever.
Hmm.
I definitely rank this one of the better ones. It does have a lot of weird holes and movie magic in it,
Yeah.
tonally, pacing issues.
Hmm.
Um, but I think they got the characters right.
Yeah.
And I think without a doubt, when you have so many characters, you hit the like nail on the hammer with all of them.
Hmm.
I can't help but feel like hopeful for the next movie.
Right.
And I kind of feel like they didn't really burn anything with this specific movie,
Hmm.
that it just becomes a overall like, oh, this is a cool Superman movie in this new DC universe.
Yeah. And then
It's
it didn't
not
kill
that
off the bad
serious.
guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They didn't kill off the bad guy. It's not that serious. Um, is the pocket dimension stuff really weird. Yeah. The river weird. Yeah. The escaping from the black hole thing. Yes. Even the putting it back together thing was
Yeah,
just so much movie magic.
we waited a whole credit scene for that.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like this just feels like a new generation for people to get with Superman. And I do feel like you have to have an entirely different take tonally because the Man of Steel era that we grew up on, it definitely feels way different.
Hmm.
Definitely feels so for this version, a Superman that's weaker, a Superman that's more vulnerable, Superman that saves
Just say
everyone
younger.
first.
Just say younger.
So, but I don't even know if I would call him younger for real, you know?
Because to me, to say this, I'm sorry, but Superman and Lois Lane aesthetically, it's not really clicking.
Really?
Like I feel like I don't know how old everybody is, but she just seemed like in some points
They
like
should be 30, right? That's what they say in the
way
movie?
more mature. Yeah, I think they're old. I think they're old, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like they don't look like they was in the same grade, which is not bad. I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
like it seemed like she's a more seasoned vet
Mm.
in the newspaper space, and like she'd been running things versus like when he's in Clark Kent mode, he just seems way more younger than her
Yeah.
in like demeanor. I guess I'll leave it at that. Don't attack me.
Yeah, and I think that's, like, the weird thing. It's, like, overall, for, like, first movie, I
Yeah.
just feel like everything does pass a certain level of, like, origin story or first
Hmm.
movie outing.
Yeah.
But the only problem I really have with the movie is, like, they don't really have any highs in this movie.
Hmm.
Like, it just kinda does feel like a generic superhero movie.
Well,
Um Hmm?
when he was fighting the raptors, that was tough. I was hyped when did the little laser beam thing, laser tornado. That was hard. And
Yeah, but I
the
just don't feel
flag,
like
but go
yeah,
ahead.
I just don't I feel like those are still, like, a generic cool moment in a superhero movie. They're not, like,
Mm. They're not.
iconic,
It's
like,
not a
must
Thanos
see.
snap. It's not a Thanos
Yeah,
snap.
it's, like, nothing near that or, like, "Yo, that scene was so tough, like, you gotta see it."
Yeah.
Like and I don't think any scene, any moment, any
Mm.
plot point, uh, even Superman himself was, like, so iconic that, like, "Yo, this is we really pushing the boundaries with this movie." It just feels overall like a good movie.
Mm.
Um, is it the worst thing? For sure not. Um, it just kinda feels like we're making a finding our footing, and I do think the next iteration of Superman will be a very, very good movie, like,
Hmm.
I'd be shocked, but the only thing that had me worried was that Pocket Universe segment, and
Yeah.
the final scene, the final 3rd act, I just feel like is a product of that because we couldn't get the Lex Luthor in the suit. They didn't wanna burn, like, really, really, really amazing stuff. It just felt like,
Hmm.
"Okay, well, this does seem like a normal thing for a first movie arc." So, um,
Yeah.
I was cool with it. I like it. I think it's an 8 overall.
Okay.
Um, but how you feeling, G? How you feeling about Superman?
I'll say this first. They're only 3 years apart. It's not that crazy. You know, I think it's more so it was their demeanor that was like not off, but like they're two different kinds of people. You know, like when they're
Mm,
in the conversation where it's like, especially when they was fighting. But um, like I said earlier, bro, I still think it's the best Superman movie I've seen in a minute. Like in recent memory. Doesn't matter if it's in a Justice League movie, or if it's Batman versus Superman, bro. It's just like this is like we're talking movies. I'm picking this one over basically everything else. Um, but there are flaws in this thing, and there's some movie magic that you just can't unsee. But I enjoyed this joint. Everybody was clapping in the theaters at the end, and that's rare nowadays. So I'm gonna stick with my original score that I had coming out of the theater. I already posted my score online, so I don't know if you saw it or not, but I'm giving Superman a 9 out of 10.
Whoa.
Must
Okay.
see movie this summer, bro.
But see,
Must see
that's
movie.
interesting.
Um, just because like I just think like it just provides so much hope for what DC could be. It's like, man, if they could do this with Superman, like to me, the most generic superhero they got. What's gonna happen when they bring out the Flash, Batman, or Green Lantern? The Green Lantern show gotta be good, you know. So I'm excited. I'm excited, but let us know what y'all think in the comment section. What are you ranking Superman? How would you rank all the movies? Now I gotta make a top whatever score. Top top five Superman movies. You know? I think it's five. It might be more. I don't know. I'm not going all the way back to the 80s or
Yeah, yeah.
90s. I'm
Okay,
not doing
okay.
that. I'm not doing that. But yeah, man, let us know what y'all thought in the comment section below. Um and yeah, Chris, what you geeked about, bro?
Man, 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 man. So really, the only thing I'm actually geeked about is I want to say it right. Uh,
I
the
know what you're
manga
about to
I've been
say.
reading is Gachi
Yeah.
Gachi Kuda. I think that's how you say it.
I don't know. I know exactly
But
what you're talking about though. The
I
trash
just call it
anime.
the trash anime.
Yeah. Garbage
Um,
anime.
and I'm just hyped to see it in
Gachikuda.
animation because I've already read 6 volumes of it, and it's amazing how much I can miss.
It's 2
Um,
episodes.
yeah, it's amazing how much I could miss what I read.
For real?
Yeah, so this
You
is
don't
the
think they
first time I've
add
ever
sauce to
read.
it?
Oh wait, it adds sauce, but it's
Okay.
just kind of like when I read it initially. This is the
Yeah.
first anime I'm watching that I've already read ahead, like from the
Mm,
beginning. I
yeah.
didn't know what characters would look like and stuff like that, and abilities would look like.
Yeah.
And so many details I just skimmed through when I was reading.
Right.
It's so crazy. It makes me wanna go back and, like, slowly look at every panel of the manga
Mhm.
and, like, really, like, absorb it before the next episodes come out,
Yeah.
um, because they're just, like, these subtle hints that already happened in 2 episodes that I was like, "Dang,
Yeah.
did I just, like, flip too fast of when I was reading the manga because I wanted to get through it?"
Right.
So I'm just geeked about that because seeing it in color, definitely adds a lot more like craziness. I'm not gonna lie, it looks way different in my brain.
Gachiakuta.
Gotcha, Kuta, cool. Um, but I'm pretty geeked about that. And Don, man,
Don, don,
that
don, don, don,
animation
don, don,
goes,
don, 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 don.
bro.
I still ain't
That
watch it yet.
animation is just so good, and even that one I read ahead already, and just the moment when Evil Eye appeared and we're in this new location,
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, why did my brain not fill this up with
Process.
all this color?" Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is crazy." So, I'm just really enjoying experiencing this transition of like black and white mangas and
Mhm.
finally seeing it in animation for the first time and being like, "Dang, that is not what I imagined."
Yeah.
Um, so that's been
And you
really
like
fun,
that.
and yeah, because it just kind of feels like I experienced like a whole new different type of
Mhm.
um I don't know. But I've been pretty geeked about that. And uh
How often does that backfire though? You read something and then you watch it and it's not as good as what you seen
I mean, I
in the
definitely say for like
manga.
just for this talk, like the Gachia Kuda first episode,
Hmm.
I thought the manga looked like read better. Like I
Hmm.
thought in my brain it looked better than what I watched. But the second episode looked way better than what I read
Hmm.
in my brain.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, ah, that's not really how I imagined it. And then the second episode came out and I was like, dang, that's way better than I imagined. So it's a little weird.
Yeah.
But Don is one of those like it's really cool seeing the panels,
Hmm.
and then when the animation comes out, it's like elevated. It's like
Yeah.
even more. So it kind of reminds me of Solo Leveling. Like
Hmm. It's not
that's
muddy.
a really yeah. It's not muddy. There's additional stuff in the background and just more chaos happening.
Hmm.
So it's just really cool because both of those dropped recently, and it's just exciting to see. But I'm gonna stick with those for what I'm really geeked about this week. So, what you geeked about, G?
Uh, First things first. Jenny in Georgia. I finished it, bro. I finished it,
Hey,
and the last 3 episodes freaking blew my mind, bro.
oh man,
It blew my mind. I did not think it was gonna go that direction at all.
okay,
I've
okay.
made a couple videos about it, but it's just drama, bro. And it's like the right kind of drama. And I'm realizing like that I'm not gonna say it's not for everybody, but it's like everybody has a level of like a drama meter where it's like the show that you're watching is like hits the perfect level, but like some other shows like it just like exceeds and it's just like I can't watch.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And having people in the comments be like, yeah, like, nah, this is too much. I couldn't do it. You know? And then other people be like, but I'm watching Love Island though. Love Island going crazy. You know? Like I just think that's so funny how
Yeah.
like different people are. And like
Mm.
cause I know I was like me, I was like, bro, I cannot watch Love Island, bro. I can't do it. Um,
I essentially I'm spoiled on Love Island. I see more of it on X than anything. I'm just like,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
All right, maybe I'll catch up, but they be long, so I
right.
don't know.
And then the other thing I'm geeked about is quarterbacks. Just because it's like perfect timing, right before mini camp or training camp, I should
Training
say,
camp.
right before training camp, and the season's about to start. And um, what else? I have Gotcha Kuda in my watch laters, but I haven't gotten to it
Nice.
because it's like One Piece is right there, and for some reason I
Oh.
don't want to watch it because I don't want to finish and be just stuck, you know. But I'm gonna finish it. But the other thing that I was excited to watch was The Bear. I watched I think 3 or 4 episodes of the new season, and there's just so much going on. They're trying to get this Michelin star. I found out from the Founders podcast that the Michelin star came from the Michelin tire guy, and it was
Shit.
because yeah, and it was because initially it was they was making maps and it was giving people suggestions on where to eat at when they were traveling,
Okay.
and it was like a free thing that everybody got. Like you just go to a gas station or whatever, and it was like essentially like free marketing, but like um anytime that people would get that thing, they would think of like, oh, when I need to get a new tire, I'm gonna get a Michelin tire
Yeah.
because they put me on to this or put me on to that. So it just built brand recognition. And
That's
now you
cool.
have Michelin star
Lord.
restaurants.
Yeah,
Like, and I thought it was like based on some chef or something like
for
that.
sure.
But nah, it's just like, it's just tireless work of people going everywhere around the country.
That's crazy pun. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I don't even think they're from America. I think it's Italian or something like that, or French. It might be French.
Might be.
I
I
think it's
actually don't
French.
know.
I think it's French. Um, but yeah, the more you know, you know.
Yeah.
And what else? Did I talk about the book last episode?
I don't think so.
I got the book. I new book. I'm geeked about starting to read it one day. Maybe like it ain't gonna be no time soon because I still got a couple more, probably like 6 more days of reading of the book. I got this the Demand the Moment Demands. Master the 10 Characteristics of a Comprehensive Man. Jason Wilson. I got that book the other day after got bodied at Top Golf, but we ain't gotta talk about that. And what else? I think that's it. College football is out apparently.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna have fun. I'm probably gonna get it when the season starts. Actually, so it's like
It's coming up.
yeah, because it's right around the corner. That's probably when
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it. Because I still want to play the dynasty I got now. With the if I'm gonna do it in the next game, real, you know. That's pretty much it, man. Oh, I potentially made my first 5 cents on TikTok from live streaming. That was cool. I don't know if I'm gonna cash it out because it's 5 cents, but it's in there, which is fire.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Okay. Appreciate y'all for watching. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And we'll see y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
Later, y'all.